Alright, so Sandman just dropped on Netflix. It's a DC comic series, and it reminded me of the story of Halloween. I mean, the story of the pumpkin. I mean, Jack, um, the guy that made a deal with the devil or something like that, and then he couldn't go to heaven, he couldn't go to hell, and he was stuck in limbo. This show has a really interesting story. Well, I just saw the first few seconds, and I decided I'm gonna make a video about it while I watch it. While I watch this first episode, give it a try. The idea, I don't know exactly, but the first thing that I hear the narrator says, like he's saying like, what if your dreams do matter? That because mortals say that the only thing that matters is reality, the real world when you are awake. But what if when you close your eyes, you're going to another place and it's real and everything? That it makes me think. What if there's a lot more than we know? That, like, when we close our eyes, it's like we're going to another place, and maybe the dream world really does influence the waking world. For I am the king of dreams. Yeah. The dream of queen, the dream of kings, yeah, something like that. And nightmares. So it looks like the Sandman, who is the king of the dream world, is coming to town like Santa Claus. He's coming to the real world. So the guy goes to this big house, this mansion, and it's like a secret society kind of place, and he has this like old book with like magic rituals, spells, something like that, and he's gonna give it to the leader of the house, and the leader is like, if you give it up, we can compel death to return to us, our sons that we truly love. There's the old guy. Now they're gonna try to do it. The idea is to summon and then imprison death itself. Hear the darkness, and when I say death, I don't mean like a goofy person as seen in Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure. Berlin. This guy might be the Sandman, or he might be something else. I think he is from the dream world, and this other guy's like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. This guy is like, you're not supposed to be here. He might be Sandman or Death. I'm not sure. Yeah, looks like he is the Sandman, and he's able to he's holding this red jewel, and then the other guy is turning into sand. That's probably why they call him the Sandman. Uh-oh. Suddenly, the Sandman is pulled away, and to the summoned England. People were not able to wake up because they caught the Sandman, and the Sandman's the guy that causes people to wake up. I would say they wouldn't have to. They shouldn't have added this to the story. That without Sandman, you can't wake up from your dreams. I think that's a little bit overboard in the story department. I don't know if this is based on anything like old, or if it's just a comic that came out a few decades ago, or whenever it was. If it is based on something really old, like hundreds or thousands of years ago, that would be interesting, because I would love to know the origin. If it's a really old origin, if if this is based on anything, like, why would you have Death or the Sandman be responsible for waking people up? Is that based on anything at all? It was like the sleepy disease or sickness, and this is like 1800s or something, and they said this affected a bunch of children, like millions of them, all around the world. And that dives into like a flat earth theory. I'm not here to say one way or another my thoughts on that, but, and I'm not saying exactly that it's a flat earth theory, or what is it? You know, I don't know what it is, but it's like one of those things they say that there were a bunch of orphans, and maybe it was because a bunch of people died in the 1800s or a long time ago, and then there was all these children because maybe the parents died because of a disaster or something, and I wonder if that is relevant to this story at all, that theory of why were there so many orphanages and so many orphans, like in the 1800s. That's the theory. Like they say there's all these buildings, and the buildings look really old, and we thought maybe they were really new buildings, like a bunch of buildings built in the 1800s or 1700s. But what if some of the old buildings came from 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, maybe 10,000 years ago? Or, you know, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is Death or the Sandman. I'm not sure, but this guy comes in, he's like, oh, I know all about you. The guy behind him's like, do I know you? No. You don't, but I know you. Oh, okay, so the person that they captured was Dream. And so this guy, he's like, hey, you captured one of my buddies. Family. You know, you thought he was all alone? No. He has a friend in me. So he gives him instructions on how to keep Dream captured. And so for some reason, it's like he's helping him. I thought he would try to help Dream escape, and for some reason he's not. And he's helping the guy keep Dream as a prisoner. I don't know why. It's kind of odd. So Dream stayed there for like 10 years, and now it's 1926. I bet you can do magic. Oh, I can't do magic anything. Dream. Before they were called firefighters, they were called firemen. And before they were firemen, they were called the fire brigade. Am I saying that right? Brigade. And I found that to be interesting. The concept of that, and the fact that they called it something different back then. Ooh, nobody could sleep, and there was gonna be another world war coming in a decade or two. And it's like the First World War started around the time that Dream was captured, around 1915, 1916, whatever it was. And now 10 years later, it's like the Great Depression and a lot of bad stuff happening all the way through to 1945. And some of the people were still sleeping, unable to wake up, like in a coma. I'm gonna have a baby. Buddy wants me to get rid of the baby. I look like Lady Gaga. My nose. Wait, better yet, Scarlett Johansson. On my word, you're haunting my dream. Yeah, have to, 'cause I look like Robert Patterson from Twilight and Batman. He got the guy to shoot at his pod. He escaped. Then he blew something at them. Have you any idea what it's like to be in a cage for over a century? I thought I was only 10 years. I'm Lucy, Lord. You're home. Forgive me, sir. What? My place is not the same as it was? My little kingdom of dreams and the people in them? Uh-oh. Does that mean I'm not a vampire in Twilight? Oh man, they tore everything down. All the nightmares.